Let's talk about Tara Markov, aka Terra, in my DC cinematic universe. Terra was the bastard daughter of the king of Markovia, Victor Markov. It was a pretty public scandal that he cheated on his wife and got his mistress pregnant. It was a big deal. And it was an even bigger deal when the king welcomed her into the palace and made her, officially recognized her as his kid, putting her technically in line for the throne. Her older brother Brion was ahead of her for the right to succession, but she was put on the list, and this was pretty scandalous. But because she was put on the list, that made her a target of her distant cousin, a man named Werner Vertigo. Using some contacts that Werner had made in the country of Bialia, Werner saw that Tara would be kidnapped. She would be taken and she would be sold into the metahuman trafficking ring run out of Bialia. You see, Tara wasn't a normal human, she was a metahuman. She was born with the metagene active, and she had the same abilities as her older brother Brion. She had terrakinesis. She could control rock, earth. Earthbending. From Avatar, she's an earthbender. She was sold into the metahuman trafficking ring, but she was actually kept by the Queen of Bialia. She was welcomed into the Queen's hive, where she was trained to become an assassin. Queen Bee saw the obvious advantages of keeping a very powerful metahuman who was technically in line for the throne of one of her country's greatest enemies, the country of Markovia, alive and in her pocket. Tara would be trained to become a ruthless assassin, eventually being trained by Queen Bee's head of security, a man named Slade Wilson. And Slade would develop a disgusting liking for the young Tara. Their relationship would start when she was just 13 years old. Remember, Slade's a piece of shit. I don't want you... This dude sucks, and I'm just going to remind you that he sucks every time he's on screen. He sucks. He manipulates and abuses her for years, and she's convinced that she's actually in love with this guy and that he's in love with her. He's not. He's just a piece of shit. And then during the events of my first Teen Titans movie, when the Teen Titans are putting a stop to the Bialian metahuman trafficking ring, after Slade's son Ravager dies at the hands of Nightwing, already made that video, go watch it. Slade saw an opportunity. The Titans were taking all of the kidnapped children and returning them home. So Slade had his girlfriend go undercover and join the Titans. She would be returned to Markovia, and then she would request to join Titans Academy and become part of the team. And during the events of my second Teen Titans movie, she is a welcomed member of Titans Academy. But the entire time, she had been feeding information back to Slade, specifically secret identities. They've been trying to get the secret identity of Nightwing and Robin so he could go attack them at home. Unfortunately, Nightwing keeps his secret identity locked fucking down. No one knows him as anything but Nightwing, and so Slade decides for Plan B. Slade starts attacking all of the other Titans. Everyone whose name they do know. This man hunts down and attacks. Eventually, it's revealed that she was the one who was feeding him all of this information the entire time. The Titans confront her, wondering why she would do this, because they thought that she was their friend. And Tara has a breakdown, because when she remembers her life, first off, the horrible treatment by the royal family and how terrible she felt there, and then the horrible treatment by Queen Bee and the rest of Hive, and specifically Slade, and all of that, and that's what she considered sort of normal. Then when she was undercover here at Titans Academy, everyone was nice. Everyone was nice. Everyone was caring. She got respect. She got help. She went to the mandatory therapy sessions with Black Canary, and she unloaded a bit of her trauma while still keeping a lot of it secret, as, you know, not to reveal this whole thing. Tara realized she'd been being manipulated her entire life, and this man was the worst of all of it. In her fit of rage, she activates a powerful earthquake and brings Titans Academy down on itself. And now I'm going to be completely real with you guys. I don't know if she dies. I constantly go back and forth on whether or not I want her to die in the collapsing of this building, or she lives. She'd have to go to prison for all of the shit that she did. So don't think that she's gonna get away with it scot-free, but I want you guys to fucking vote. Down in the comments, Do you think Tara should live and, like, go to therapy and do stuff and then maybe reappear later in my DC Cinematic Universe? I have no fucking plans for her. I have nothing, but, like, maybe I can start thinking about it. Would you guys want her to live? Or do you think it's a poignant end to her horrible, traumatic story that she died? And it's just sort of a darker note, just a sad story, a tragedy for the audience, that this was a character that had been manipulated her whole life. And the very first time she actually does something for herself, it's also the last thing she ever gets to do. So vote. Live or die. I'm pulling a DC Comics now. This is my Jason Todd. Comment. Live or die. Live or die.